Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Roman Reigns sends a forward message after The Rock and Jimmy Uso's return at Bad Blood. The lights in the arena flickered in a sea of excitement as WWE Bad Blood reached its crescendo. The night had already been a spectacle, but nothing could have prepared the WWE Universe for what happened next. As Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, stood victorious in the ring, his smug confidence radiating under the spotlight, the sound of a familiar entrance theme shattered the air, and the arena erupted. To the shock of fans around the world, The Rock returned to WWE, followed closely by Jimmy Uso, his eyes burning with intensity. The energy was electric, as if the ground itself trembled under the weight of what this moment signified. And then Roman Reigns did what no one expected. He sent a simple yet profound forward message that sent shockwaves through the WWE Universe. This isn't your table. Reigns stood in the center of the ring, still drenched in sweat from his grueling main event match. He was basking in the afterglow of another victory, his titles draped over his shoulders like trophies of war. The tribal chief had done it again. He had conquered another foe and solidified his dominance at the head of the WWE table. But then the unthinkable happened. The unmistakable guitar riff of The Rock's theme music hit, and the crowd exploded into deafening cheers. The Great One made his way down the ramp, a fire in his eyes that hadn't been seen in years. This wasn't the Hollywood star. This was the Brahma Bull, the people's champion. The man who once stood as the face of the WWE. He walked with purpose, his gaze fixed on Roman Reigns, the tribal chief who had claimed the mantle of leadership in his absence. As if the moment couldn't get any more intense, Jimmy Uso followed, his face a mask of defiance and determination. The last time Jimmy had been seen, he was a broken man, cast out of the bloodline after betraying his own twin brother G. But now he was back, and he wasn't alone. This was a moment of unity, of legacy, of bloodlines converging in the ring. Roman Reigns' initial reaction was one of shock, his eyes narrowing as he watched his legendary cousin and the former bloodline member stride towards him. But that shock quickly hardened into a cold, calculated stare. Reigns knew this was a challenge, not just to his title, but to his very position as the head of the family dynasty. He had spent years establishing himself as the leader, the one who demanded respect, the man who carried the Inoue family legacy on his back. The Rock entered the ring, locking eyes with Reigns, and the tension was palpable. The WWE Universe held its breath, knowing that they were witnessing history. The energy in the arena was electric, the kind of moment that fans live for, where generations clash and destinies are challenged. Reigns raised the microphone to his lips, his face a mask of defiance. He let the silence linger for a moment, his eyes never leaving The Rock's. Then, with a voice that carried both a promise and a threat, he uttered the words that would shake the WWE to its core. "This isn't your table." Those 4 words hung in the air like a proclamation from a king to a dethroned prince. It was more than just a message. It was a declaration of dominance, a line drawn in the sand. Roman Reigns was telling The Rock and Jimmy Uso that no matter their history, no matter their legacy, the WWE table belonged to him now. He was the tribal chief, and he wasn't about to let anyone, not even The Rock, take that away from him. The crowd's reaction was a mixture of shock, awe, and outrage. They couldn't believe the audacity of Roman Reigns to stare down the face of the Attitude Era, the man who had blazed a trail in WWE, and dismiss him with such cold finality. "This isn't your table" wasn't just a catchphrase, it was a statement of fact, a reminder that Roman Reigns had earned his place at the top through blood, sweat, and an iron will that refused to break. The Rock stood there, absorbing Reigns' words, a slight smirk tugging at the corner of his mouth. He raised his eyebrows in that classic Rock manner, as if amused by the audacity of his younger cousin. Then he stepped closer to Reigns, their faces inches apart, the tension between them so thick it could be cut with a knife. "You talk a big game, Roman," The Rock said, his voice dripping with charisma and challenge. "But the thing about tables is, they're built on a foundation. And let me remind you, I built this foundation. You may sit at the head of the table now, but don't ever forget who made that table possible in the first place." The crowd roared in approval, chants of "Rocky, Rocky," filling the arena. The Rock's words were a clear reminder that while Roman Reigns may be the reigning champion, the legacy of the Andrade family was also his to claim. Amidst the confrontation between the two titans, Jimmy Uso made his presence known. He stepped between The Rock and Roman Reigns, looking his cousin dead in the eyes. There was no fear, no hesitation, just a steely resolve that hinted at his intentions. Jimmy had been sidelined, cast out of the bloodline. But now he was back, not as a pawn in Roman's game, but as a player in his own right. "I'm tired of being overlooked," Jimmy said, his voice cutting through the noise. "This family isn't about one man. It's about all of us. You may think you're the tribal chief, Roman, but you're only as strong as the bloodline behind you." Roman's eyes flickered with a mix of anger and amusement. It was clear that Jimmy's rebellion and The Rock's return were not part of his plan. But he wasn't about to lose control of his empire. He stared at Jimmy with an icy calmness, the kind that precedes a storm. "You're either with me or you're against me," Jimmy Reigns said. "Make your choice and choose wisely, because there's no coming back." Social media went into a frenzy. Fans couldn't stop talking about the return of The Rock, Jimmy Uso's defiance, and Roman Reigns' four-word message that seemed to redefine the power dynamics in WWE. The phrase, "This isn't your table," trended worldwide, sparking debates and speculation. Some fans believed that Roman Reigns had just sealed his fate by disrespecting The Rock, a man who commands respect both inside and outside the wrestling ring. Others argued that this was the boldest move of Reigns' career, cementing his role as the most dominant force in WWE. One fan tweeted, "Roman Reigns just told The Rock to step aside. This man has no fear. #tribal chief." Another posted, "This isn't your table" is the coldest line ever delivered in WWE. Reigns just redefined what it means to be the head of the table. #WWE. The confrontation ended with The Rock, Jimmy Uso, and Roman Reigns standing in the ring, locked in a silent standoff. The implications of this moment were massive. The Rock's return wasn't just a cameo. It was a direct challenge to Roman Reigns' claim as the head of the family dynasty. Jimmy Uso's rebellion added fuel to the fire, signaling that the bloodline's unity was more fragile than ever. Roman Reigns' four-word message had set the stage for a new era in WWE, one where his control over the bloodline could be seriously questioned. The battle lines had been drawn, and the war for the true head of the table was only just beginning. Would Roman Reigns maintain his grip on power, or would the return of The Rock and Jimmy Uso's rebellion prove to be the catalyst for his downfall? One thing was clear. This family feud had reached a boiling point, and WWE was never going to be the same. The question was no longer if Roman Reigns would be challenged, it was when, and by whom. And the answer, it seemed, was written in the fire of those four simple words. "This isn't your table."